Two teams that started the ABSA Premiership at the beginning of the season with a 2-0 victory for Bloem Celtic will headline the ABSA Premiership start to 2019. Right here on your World of Champions and right here live from the Sisa Dukashe Stadium in Mdantsane, just outside of East London. Ball in here and the header, brilliant save by Patrick Tinghem. Brunoni Manzini nearly grabs his third goal of the season. Good football.
Excellent football. Makovela, for me, has really made a difference into the attack in the way that he feeds those balls into the center of the box. And Tinghem had to be at his best. Nearly got sold out initially as he looked to try and intercept the pass, but realized that I wasn't going to get there in time.
Nice space across the area. Mayampela. Still a chance. Manzini shoots wide. In fact, was that Makupela?
Good speed getting into the attack. Nice switch into the far side to find Makupela initially. Somehow, Manyambela gets blocked his part.
Spills the ball, and I tell you what, that was almost an own goal.
The thing is, he picks up the ball facing his own goal, and that's why it looked a very dangerous drop.
Sangweni leaves the ball behind. Just Lamini, not afraid to take a shot from any distance. That's over the top.
In fact, the coach must have done a lot of work to help this young man maybe develop his appetite around the central part, because they look at his work ethics coming from the wide area. He's always finding himself going forward and taking shots. Maybe if you put him a bit more central, he has a chance to score more goals.
Are we going to see the opening goal here? Is it going to be a ripper to start 2019? Well, he got his boot behind it rather nicely.
Unfortunately, that's exactly was my point. If you're talking about the power that he generates, one of the best, but can he keep it on target? I'm telling you, any player that tries to stand in front of that ball, he might not be able to wake up or finish the game.
Mongani Sam working nicely on that left-hand side, but again, the press very, very high indeed, Chippa United. Zita Macheke, still Macheke, side netting. In fact, it was Tertius Malepe.
He finds himself in all these different positions where you didn't expect him to be. He does well to hold the defender off the ball, and he tends for that matter. Maybe he tends too much as he tries to skew the ball. Maybe the far post option would have been a better one.
There's an opportunity. Header against the crossbar from Mayampela, and I'll tell you what, Tinghem committed himself towards where Mayampela was. Mayampela won the header and hits the crossbar.
This one that the goalkeeper failed to judge the flight of the ball. It was dropping, and obviously he misjudged it such that he thought it was going to still be at its highest point, because that's a challenge for a goalkeeper. Try and pick it up at the highest possible point.
Menzi Matsuko, too much of the ball shown to Sangweni, but nicely won back as well. Chance for Malloy.
Very alert. Ape comes out with a brilliant save, and you can imagine there must have been a defender in front of him and some maneuver in the process. Reacted well, tipped over the bar.
Chippa United, nice ball won by Ripa Malepe. Now Mbinyani. Good save, Tinghem.
Excellent save. It's a very difficult ball. It's hit hard and slow. The fact that he even got his hands to the ball, for me, it's just... And it was nice and wide of him. He really had to stretch to actually got a good hand to add to all that he did.
Masuku finds Kabela Dlamini. Now Dlamini. Oh, that's a lovely ball too. Mapela's on side here over the keeper. Goal! Beautifully taken, lovely orchestration. And that little gap between the defence and the keeper finally pays off a Bloem Celtic. Open the scoring. 58 minutes into the match. 2019. Account open.
It's a wonderful ball. We spoke about the high line Chippa United's been holding. That one of those balls might just find a way. With Mabena, timing is drawn to perfection.
Baloi. Neo Mayama. Now Mayama, not afraid to run at the opposition. He's done well. He's opened up the gap nicely to Dlamini. Set up well as well. Good save at play, although, again, I don't think there was the requisite power from Baloi.
Very impressive from Baloi.
And Bloem Celtic moved from 7th to 3rd on the table. An entertaining match, only one goal in it, and Ndamisa Mabena scored for Bloem Celtic, who go 3rd on the table. Celtic 1, Chippa 0.
It was expected, you remember I told you that we are both teams are desperate. We haven't won in 4 games, and they want to move away from the foot of the table. And yeah, we expected for them to come in the first 15-20 minutes, and we knew that if we could defend well and absorb that pressure, we'll get a lot of chances. And as you have seen, we knew that second half there'll be a lot of breaks that we'll get because they'll have to push, and we could have scored about 3-4, but we'll take 1 goal and 3 points and go home and try to regroup again and prepare for the next game.
Let's also talk about the contribution of your goalkeeper tonight, because as you mentioned, you'd absorbed the pressure, but he also made a couple of fantastic saves in the first 45.
Of course, he's part of the team, and if the infield players have missed something, then he must correct it at the back. Credit must go to him. He's been our pillar of strength for so many years, Patrick Tinyambe. I'm happy for him that whenever he's called up, he comes and he pulled up some saves like that. But you can't single out him. The defense, everybody worked very hard. You could see Masuku and Lamin when they went out, they couldn't even walk. Look at Mabena. He stayed there up until he got the goal, but everybody worked as a team and they worked very hard.
And the manner in which he took the goal as well was impressive.
Exactly, you keep the experience, you can't buy experience. Even if he's tired, you can see that he's tired, he's struggling a little bit. You know that his experience will come through at the end of the day. We have the trust in him, we believed in him, and thanks to the Coach Maduka and Coach Simon Kopan, and we managed to get the 3 points today.
Up to 3rd now in the AMSA Premiership. Even more impressive will be the fact that you kept a clean sheet, because it's been a while since that happened.
Of course, the clean sheet is always... It feels good, even though it's far when you look at it. But for sure, we are not more looking at chasing up there. As long as we can get as many points as we can at the moment, so that up until we can stabilize ourselves, because we have lost 4 games in a row. If we could win 3 games in a row, it will be something. Maybe then the 4th game, then I can talk. But for now, there's still a long way to go. But we are happy with the performance, and I'm sure that the people of Bloem Celtic, they are happy, and we thank for them for the support they have been giving us.
Well done tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much.
I believe, I can't fault the guys for the lack of effort. The attitude was there. The intensity was what I wanted. It's just that we couldn't score goals. That's the only problem that we're having right now. Because the game should have been over first half, but we couldn't. And I want my players that they will only need 1 counter, and then they'll bang in, and from there they'll park the bus, which they did. And it's very much disappointing, especially for the supporters. They have been supporting the team through thick and thin. Even now they're still singing, but they deserve better, they deserve more, and we'll go back, work on it. Finally we'll end up scoring goals.
We've just had a look at the numbers while you were talking to me. 20 goal attempts, 7 shots on target. How do you actually explain that none of them went in? I saw Mayambela, when it came off the crossbar, his header was looking to the football guards as if to say, just give me one, please. How do you explain it? How do the players explain it to themselves?
It's discouraging. I mean, they are human beings. They can feel that we are doing everything to win. Sometimes you're not fortunate, and I think that's what this game was decided about. Because you can't have 20 attempts and 7 shots on target, and still the other team, I think they had 1 or 2, and then they won the match. So that's how unfair football is sometimes. But again, we have to do it ourselves.
Hard luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks so much.